Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Investor Connection. My name is Miguel Sanchez, and I help people understand that they are already entrepreneurs and investors and help them take advantage of that fact. So, today I'm going to show you the entire landscape of cryptocurrency, uh, blockchain, coins, tokens, decentralized finance, NFTs, metaverses. After this video, you will understand the full landscape and how to take advantage of it. So, where am I going to start? I'm going to start by showing you the things we're going to go over. So, first is blockchain. So, blockchain is a technology that is game changing. It's probably as big as the internet. And I'll explain why as we go deeper in. And then crypto, coins, right? People understand Bitcoin, Ethereum, but do you understand the difference between a coin and a token, right? So a coin and a token is different. So you want to understand the differences and, again, be able to take advantage of them. Then the next thing is decentralized finance. What coins and tokens have created is this layer on top of them that is going to redefine business, redefine work. And then what happened on top of using those coins and tokens, two very big technologies came out of that. One is NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Again, we'll go over in depth what those mean, what they look like, how to get involved. And then where can you view and interact with NFTs? In the metaverse. Metaverses are places where people go into them digitally and walk around. And a lot of you may be in metaverses and don't even fully understand that. But I'm going to show you how all these things are a new economy. What's up? What's up, everybody on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube? Thank you. Everybody comments. Let me know all the Meta Bronxers watching. Give me the X sign. Or if you're from the Bronx, give me the X sign. So basically, those are the big topics I'm going to go over. And we're going to start with blockchain. So blockchain. If we talk about what a blockchain is, right, I'm going to give you a breakdown of what blockchain technology is. So blockchain is a technology that basically removes the idea of having to trust people, organizations, and the world, right? So that's a big statement, right? But how can that happen? How can a blockchain create an environment where you don't have to worry about trusting someone or trusting a business when you interact with it? All right, so here's how it works really quickly. Blockchain technology is basically a ledger. So if you understand what a ledger is when you get your bank statement every month, right? It says Starbucks, car payment, whatever online purchase from Amazon, right? That's a ledger. It's showing you what you did and why they took money out of your account. Now, what the blockchain allows us to do is, instead of only banks having that ledger and charging us to manage that ledger and give it to the government for taxes and everything, the blockchain now makes that possible. How and why is it a big technology? So instead of just the bank holding that ledger, now a bunch of computers around the whole world hold that ledger. That's why you don't have to worry about trust, because what if I just said, I didn't mean, or I didn't pay for that, or someone said you didn't pay for it. We can check the ledger. And it's not just me saying, hey, I did pay for it. Here's proof on this ledger. There's thousands of computers that can back that transaction up. So now you don't really have to worry about people agreeing and disagreeing. And that's a big deal, right? So that's what a blockchain does. It basically makes a block every time something happens that goes across a bunch of different computers around the world, people who mine. And now that transaction or thing that happened is set in stone. Nobody can agree or disagree. It is what it is. It's a fact. So that's a huge deal, because a lot of companies charge a lot of money to do that for us. And now by decentralizing that, decentralize and centralize, I'll go over it a little bit later. Now it makes the cost come down to almost free. So that's a huge deal, and you should be understanding that. All right, so the next thing is coins. So now that we have this technology, of course, where's the first place is going to be used? Money, right? So the funny thing is, the technology was literally created because of money. Bitcoin was the first use of this technology. That's why Bitcoin is such ahead of the game, the biggest coin, the most valuable coin out of in the whole ecosystem. Bitcoin created the blockchain, right? So Bitcoin was used to show, hey, I sent this person $50, I sent this person $1,000, and it's all managed by the blockchain. So it's all trustworthy. Nobody can agree or disagree. Again, like I said, it just is what it is. I sent you $50, you see it, I see it. Now the transaction is final. So, but what ended up happening is, after Bitcoin was created, Bitcoin was just used for money, like just for a store value. So I can hold it as the same way someone holds gold. But then someone came along and thought, okay, we can take this a lot further. We can do what's called smart contracts on top of these coins. So that's when they came up with Ethereum. And Ethereum basically created this ecosystem of business, not just the actual form of money. They created this layer that allows businesses to run and transact all on the blockchain. So this is where it gets really, really complicated and confusing, because there's some incredible projects built on Ethereum, and I'll show you some of them. But what they did was they basically created something called decentralized finance. But before we get there, I'm going to tell you what the difference between a token and a coin is, right? So when you hear token, coin, a lot of people think it's the same thing. And for a long time, I did too. I didn't fully understand the difference. So if we go back to what's the difference between a coin and a token, a coin is its own blockchain. So Bitcoin, Ethereum, they are their own separate blockchains. So when you make a transaction on Ethereum, it doesn't show up on the Bitcoin blockchain. And when you make a transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain, it doesn't show up on the Ethereum blockchain. So on those ledgers, there's only Ethereum transactions, Bitcoin transactions. What a token is a token is on top of one of the blockchains. So there's coins that will come out, create a version that right back to the Ethereum blockchain. So they are like a layer above it. So they basically use that main blockchain. So they're a token of that coin. That is a major difference that you should understand, because what happens is whenever you see new, what's called ecosystems, there's the coin and the token. And sometimes you can invest in tokens and make more money than investing in the coin. And again, we'll get into more of that later. And I'll show you some examples. And again, any questions? I know I'm saying a lot of things. I definitely want to make sure that I'm answering anybody. Hey, Joshua, how are you? All right. So I spoke about tokens. Now I'm going to talk about decentralized finance. This is probably, in my opinion, the most impactful technology for people who aren't rich that I have ever seen. Like I have been involved in technology since I was 10 years old. I've seen computers very early on. I saw the web very early on. I was able to work in those spaces. The biggest issue I saw was only a few people are going to be able to take advantage of those technologies. A computer early on was very expensive. I was lucky enough to get one for a discount. If you watch my TEDx talk, you understand what I mean. I was able to get one for cheap, so I had access to it early in life. So I was lucky. Then when the web came along, everyone could access it, but it took a knowledge base. You needed to understand how to create websites to take advantage of that side of the technology. So there was like this large knowledge gap that you had to like work to close. And I was lucky enough to have the earlier head start, so I was able to close that gap faster and take advantage of it personally. But for me to tell other people, hey, you need to take advantage of the web, it was a harder ask, because that means they had to understand HTML, understand JavaScript, understand how all this stuff works. And it takes some people a lot longer than others. So even that technology, I remember seeing it and being like, wow, this is going to change the world. But not a lot of people are going to have access to it, especially people from where I come from, the Bronx. They called it literally the digital divide, because a lot of people still, when I was making websites, a lot of people still didn't have computers, right? So now this technology, literally we all have phones, and we all can, with $1, start using decentralized finance. And what is decentralized finance? Decentralized finance is the automation of the banks. So this is why if you ever hear or see my content and you hear me say, create your own bank, what I mean by that is, right now, you get paid, you put your money in a bank. Why? Because by putting it in a bank, it's safe, you get interest, and you can use it, right? You can pay bills, you can do things. But what's been happening over the years is the interest that these banks are giving people is going down, down, and down. So if you have cash in a bank, you've put that cash in a place where they're giving you maybe 1%, maybe 2% interest if you have a good bank. And the value of the cash is going down every year because of inflation. What decentralized finance is doing, it not aims to do, it is doing it right now, is it's taking your cash, and instead of putting it in a bank and getting that 1-2%, and also the value of that dollar going down, it's taking that and putting it in this decentralized finance world where you still keep the dollar, you get higher interest on that dollar than you would in any other place. And then on top of that, they're giving you tokens or coins as interest. So this is pretty crazy. So when you add all of it up, you can easily get 3 to 5% versus 0.01% in a bank. So this is a big deal. It's a big deal because when you think about most people, most people want for their portfolios to grow 8 to 12% a year. So if you have money in a bank, you hope that you can grow it 8 to 12% a year by investing in stocks, things like that. With cryptocurrency over the past 10 years, it has grown 200% a year. Think about what I just said, right? Like if you are a great investor with a long history of a great reputation for doing it well, you do from 8 to 12% a year interest. That's a great portfolio. Cryptocurrency has grown 200% a year for 10 years in a row on average. That is very different, right? So, and then when you add on top of that, the fact that you can get this interest that's much higher than a bank, you create this decentralized finance world. So it's really incredible. And of course, I'm going to start showing examples. And if you're on Instagram, you might want to join the YouTube. Stone, what's up? E, what's up? Roman, what's up? So, all right, now decentralized finance is a way to grow your money like never before. And when you create your own bank, what I mean by that is the reason a bank can give you that interest is because they take your money and they lend it out to people, right? So let's say not only people though, mostly businesses, right? So let's say you put in $1,000 in your bank, they take that 1,000, they give it to the person that wants to buy a house or an investment property. Then that person owes the bank a percent interest, right? Let's say a great loan is 3% interest. They give you 0.01% of that person's payment. So that's how you get that interest. On decentralized finance, you put your money on a place like Aave.com, and I'll show it to you. They give you interest in the coin or USDC, which is like a dollar, plus they give you extra coins for you doing this, coins that go up in value pretty well. So this is why you compound all this and you look and you can be getting 10, 20, 30. At one point I was getting like 1,000% interest. It's crazy stuff. It's really crazy stuff. So again, I'm trying to like explain it all, then I'll walk you through examples. All right, so now we have decentralized finance, so we can grow our interest on our money. We have coins, tokens. Now what? Now what we did, the community of technologists did was they created something called non-fungible tokens. What non-fungible tokens, short NFTs, do is they put a value on anything that is written to the blockchain. So now let's say I have this mug and I draw on it, and it's a Miguel Sanchez art piece. Let's say I wanted to give that to you. Before, as an artist, you would have to give someone a piece of paper that says this is an original Miguel Sanchez. They will have to keep that piece of paper to prove they own this. Now you think, right? What if that could happen on a blockchain? So they don't need to hold the piece of paper. Again, the trust of the blockchain makes it so they know Miguel Sanchez owns this, right? So now, if I want to sell it, because in 10 years it's worth $1 million, I can prove I own it because it's on the blockchain. So that's what NFTs do for many different industries: collectibles, art, real estate, and a bunch of other things. There's games where you can literally make money by owning NFTs, because it's written on the blockchain how valuable these things are, and you can sell them, right? But all right, so it's going to take me to the last place. Where do these games exist? They exist in the metaverse. Metaverse is this digital place. If you ever watched Ready Player One, that movie, you saw what the metaverse looks like, right? The metaverse is a place where you're a digital avatar and you're moving around interacting. But what the metaverse allows now is for you to make money from your digital avatar or your digital real estate or other things. So this is why I say, like, crypto is not just buy a coin and hope it goes up. That's not what cryptocurrency is. Cryptocurrency is an economy. It's a business, a new business structure. It's the new stock market. It is so many different pieces, new real estate, that new art, that if you don't fully grasp it, the sooner you do, the more valuable your portfolio or your life could be, right? Because if you take advantage of one of these things, any one of these things, out of all of them that I'm talking about, you could really change your trajectory in life, your financial trajectory. So, all right, let's talk about questions. Any questions? Hello, everyone. So basically get paid to do VR. Yes, pretty much. And I'm going to show you some games right now where you can make money off the metaverse. I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff. So, all right. Where's the first thing? What should I show you first? You know what? Let's talk about some coins. I'm going to start showing you screens and showing you some coins so you understand the coin thing, right? So let's start with Bitcoin. Let's just start with Bitcoin. I'm going to share my screen and show you Bitcoin, where it is right now, why it's an opportunity, whether you think it is or not. Maybe you got in, you bought it when it was 50,000, 60,000, and now you see it at 32,000, and you're like, I missed the boat. I shouldn't buy it because I'm going to lose money. I'm going to show you why throughout history you would be wrong, right? So, okay, let me share my screen. And again, if you're on Instagram, Sorry, I can't share it. If you want to jump on the YouTube, the link is in my bio. But okay, so let's share screen. And of course, I'll give you the play-by-play on Instagram, like sports. I'm a sports fan, so I think I could do that pretty well. All right, so we're going to look at Bitcoin. Today, Bitcoin is $32,656 at it's 11:21 on July 13th. But a few months ago, if we look at the chart, a few months ago, it was at, I'm trying to catch the height, $62,800. And that date was Wednesday, April 14th. So in a few months, it went down half, which is a big drop for any investment, right? But if you look back in history of Bitcoin, and you'll see it in all the coins, actually, most of them, because some of them are a little younger. Bitcoin at one point had a high of $17,000, and then it went down to $3,000. But then it went up to $60,000. So if you're buying right now, you can pretty much, and again, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You should consult with one or become your own. That's the best thing you can do. It's pretty hard to see that, pretty easy to see that Bitcoin bounces back, right? So again, it was at 17,000, then it went down to 3, then it went up to 60. But of course, it goes up and down. So right now it's going down to 30. Some people believe it can go as low again as 16,000, 14,000. Again, the beauty of this though is, you know who determines how these prices go up and down? Us. Me, everybody watching this, anybody watching this, whenever you watch it. Because until I die, Bitcoin is going to be still printing out more Bitcoin, right? Even after I die, Bitcoin will still be printing up more Bitcoin. But it will print up a specific amount. So from now, for I think 100 years from now, it will still be printing up coins. So you can buy Bitcoin all the way up into that time. Once that happens, people are just going to be buying and selling and trading it off of each other, which will make it still grow in value. So why I say it's still a good time to buy Bitcoin, and even if you bought it at the top, I still believe you made money, is because of this. If you look, right? The market cap right now is $600 billion. So this is how you basically understand if a coin is good, or basically understand its tokenomics, they call it. Whether it's a coin or a token, you still got to understand the tokenomics. So look at the history. I just showed you when it was 17, it went down to 3, then it went back to 60. If you look at the, here it is, the total supply, 21 million is the ultimate total supply of Bitcoin, right? So, okay, there's going to be 21 million Bitcoin. Right now, circulating supply is 18,755,000. That means roughly 3,000 more coins are going to be created, more Bitcoin, over the next 100 years. So that's not a lot per year. So if you want to get into mining, you have to understand that too. I've had a bunch of people ask me about mining. So let me look at the questions just to be sure. All right. What are the risks? Good question. All right. So the risks of owning Bitcoin or cryptocurrency are, one, the coin could get hacked, right? There could be a code broken that they just take the money out of the coin. The beauty of Bitcoin is Bitcoin has been around for over 10 years and it has never been hacked. There's, I forget the number of companies that have poured billions of dollars into Bitcoin, and they hold Bitcoin like they hold other investments. So if a publicly traded, huge multi-billion-dollar company is doing that, better believe it's safe, right? Like, they're not doing that just by listening to me. They're doing all kind of research. So it's pretty safe. What the risk is that people stop believing in it, right? So if people stop believing in Bitcoin and it goes down to zero, that's the risk, right? But because the world is waking up to this, and you see countries like El Salvador, there's a bunch of South American countries now talking about making Bitcoin legal tender. That means it's not going anywhere, right? And we're super early. I think the last time I checked, under 5% of the world's population own cryptocurrency. But when you talk to people, most people do that. I know. Let me know if you don't own cryptocurrency or if you do own cryptocurrency. Say yes, I own, or no, I don't, because I want to just see, like, out of the people that watch, what are the real percentages of people that own it? Because the world population is much bigger than just America, and I'm mostly in America. So when I talk to people in America, most people have something, like they bought a little bit of Bitcoin, whether it's $10 or Ethereum. But it's a good question. I would really like to know how many people actually own crypto. And if you don't, right, I would like to know both. So, okay. So this is Bitcoin, right? And I'm going to show you now Ethereum. All right, so let's go. We're gonna go back. So this CoinGecko is a site that I use, and it shows you the top coins, and it tells you the world market cap. So this is 1.3, almost $4 trillion are put into all cryptocurrency right now. That number doubled from last year, right? So this is a big deal, right? Like, people didn't even think we would be this far ahead with the total market cap of crypto for a while. So we're early, and you're early for even watching this. Just to understand anything you understand in this, you are early. So if you put money in Bitcoin right now and that market cap 10x's in the next 10 years, you make 10x your money, right? So let's say you put $1,000, that means you make 10,000. And like I said, things have been growing 200% a year on average for the last 10 years. This is why it's a big opportunity. All right, so now let's look at Ethereum, and we're going to see the same exact thing happen with Ethereum. Ethereum rose to $1,400 in January of 2018. Then here in, I can't get the top, but in May of 2021, it was over $4,000. But now it's coming back down. Some people, again, believe it could go as low as $1,400 again. But then, just like every other time, it should surpass by a lot the last low point, the last high point. Look at how much different that is. So if the last was 1,400, the next is 4,000, it's almost 4 times the money. So let's say if it 4 times eventually it will 4 times this one. So that puts it at $12,000. And right now you can buy one Ethereum for $2,000. So if what historically has happened happens again, you will 6 times your money just on Ethereum, right? So you can start to see these opportunities. And of course, the volatility is something people look at and say, oh, I can't do it because it's so volatile. But if you look back historically at the stock market, when the stock market was first created, just like this is just being created, it was just as volatile, if not more. And I did another video where I showed the breakdown of the difference. I won't do it all today, but actually the stock market was more volatile than cryptocurrency is. Less people had access to it. It was much harder to get into, and there was less upside, I believe, than this. So that's why, again, not financial advice, but I'll keep showing you guys what I'm talking about. So wait, let me take some questions though. I see some questions in the chat. All right, so what are the risks? I just told you the risks. What are the benefits? All right, the benefit is cryptocurrency is different because, like most asset classes, which are things people invest in, let me give you the quick breakdown of the asset classes. Most people know real estate, right? You own. All right, so you see, I mean, So you two, I didn't even know you guys own. So see, that's when I talk to people, I find out more and more most people own. So that's good. Most people own cryptocurrency. So I highly suggest, even if you put $10 in Bitcoin, Ethereum, just do that so you can start understanding. Because when you put money in, you start to really pay attention and you start to really see the opportunity. All right. So what are the benefits? One of the benefits is we're early. So imagine if I told you can invest in the stock market the first 10 years of its existence. There's a stat, I have it somewhere on my Instagram, that since the stock market was created, if you would have invested your money, you would be up 3 million%. Of course, talking about like over 100 years. 3 million%. If you would have kept that money in cash, that cash will be worth 96% less than it was when you had it. See the difference? The cash worth 96% less. The stocks are worth 3 million% more. This is an even bigger opportunity because the stock market was not available to everybody in the world, right? That was available to people in America. Again, rich, mostly white men, right? So again, early on, stock market wasn't for everybody. Cryptocurrency, there's 7 billion people on the planet that can all buy cryptocurrency in seconds, no matter what their country says. That is a huge, huge benefit, right? The fact that we're early on, anybody can buy it anywhere in the world in seconds for as little money as possible. And wait till I start showing you decentralized finance, because cryptocurrency, when you buy cryptocurrency, it's the same thing as buying a house. You can do all the same things you can do with cryptocurrency, except live in it. Can't live in your cryptocurrency, but you can make more money than most other things, right? Okay, so that's one of the benefits. How to start? Okay, great question. First place to start right now, if you live in New York like me, Coinbase, Gemini, and there's a link, I think, in my description. You click that link, you get $10 of free Bitcoin when you sign up, and you spend over $100. So in my LinkedIn, do that if you haven't signed up already. So that's the first place to start in New York. Other places, there's other things like Binance, crypto.com. There's different things like that. Okay, so what's another question? Any other questions over? Why would it be such a big deal if Bitcoin creator is identified? Okay, think about it like this, Rob. If the governments of the world find the person that figured out how to create something that takes power away from them, how long do you think that person will survive? Probably not that long, right? So basically, the group, I believe it was a group. I don't think it was just one person. I think if the group who created crypto or Bitcoin were identified, the project would have been done. Like as soon as anybody figured out what the potential of it was, they would have just been wiped out. And, because there's been other things in history that, like Tesla created a way to create free energy. We don't see free energy. Why is that? Because people that make money off charging us for energy don't want that. So imagine every single country in the world uses the money, which is their economy, to make us work. So if there's a way to operate outside of that, they lose their grip on control of their people. And that's what Bitcoin is created to do. So if they're identified, they may not survive it. That's why I believe they did it. So, all right, next question. All right, so I'll tell you how to start. Cryptocurrency is volatile as any investment, so is it worth it? Good question. I believe asset classes should be connected to how you are emotionally, right? So there's some people who can't handle the ups and downs. They're freaking out. They're on their phone all day, all night, waking up in the middle of the night to see if it crashed. Might not be a good investment if it's going to stress you out and kill you early from stress, right? So, but if you look at all the asset classes, let's look at real estate first. Real estate is the safest asset class. It grows, but it grows slowly, right? But it's safe. You know, you got a place there. It's not going anywhere. The world is not going to take it and move it, right? People feel very safe and comfortable buying real estate, understanding that it's a safe asset class. It's not going to grow as fast as others, but for them, they're comfortable, right? But what I think everybody should do is invest in all asset classes if you can, right? And how you start is up to you. That's why I call it personal finance, right? It's up to you to understand yourself, understand your emotional triggers that are going to make you, stress out or not. And any investment is stress, right? Because as you've seen maybe on my channel, I have Airbnb in Dominican Republic. It's not like I don't get calls in the middle of the night at 12 o'clock that somebody lost the key. That's stressful, right? Like, oh, all right, I got to figure out how to get this person a key because they're going to be outside all night, right? So every investment is going to have its stresses, but what comes without stress? There's nothing that you're going to make money on or do well in that doesn't have stress. So the more you can understand yourself, the better. Stock, same thing, ups and downs. Won't grow as fast as crypto right now, but also has more potential than real estate. Also more liquid. What I mean by that is, let's say today I wanted the money that I have on that property. And I'm like, you know what? I just want to get out of that property. I'm tired of dealing with the bull. I just want to sell it. I can't have that money today. I got to go to the Dominican Republic, put it on sale, hope somebody comes, negotiate, sell it, deal with the lawyers, get the money, escrow, this, that, right? It's from now for like at least a month. I will not have that money. With stock, if I wanted to, I can sell all of my stock today, have the money today, maybe a few days, depending on how your bank works. But you can sell your stock right away. So some people don't like real estate. They like stock better because they like that liquidity, that idea that they can sell it whenever they want and just have all the money. With real estate, you got to go through an entire process, whole thing before you can get your money. Crypto, which is another asset class, has kind of both those things, right? Where you so how do I go too deep into this? But with crypto, you have the ups and downs. You can sell it right away. You can park it places where they give you huge interest. For instance, there's a site called Curve Finance. And you know what? I'm going to start showing this site because this is one of the biggest decentralized finance apps around. So, okay, let's go to curve.fi. So what Curve Finance does, and it's funny because it's like an old school, interface, but it's almost like these people who are creating these, they want it to be confusing. So that's why, again, I'm walking people through it and helping people. All right, so here's a major thing. How do you start taking advantage of all this stuff? First, you can get Coinbase, but remember, especially all the Meta Bronxers watching right now and anybody watching, everybody should create what's called a MetaMask account. And I have a video on my YouTube that shows you how to set it up on a phone and a desktop. But here, you see right now, it's asking me to log in using MetaMask. So now, if I refresh this, it's going to ask me to connect my wallet, or it already did. So now you start to see the interest rates. Remember what I told you about if you put your money in a bank, how much interest they'll give you? 0.01%. Look at this one alone. They're giving 1.91% on whatever you put in. So let's say you put in here, they're expecting you to put in USDT or Bitcoin or Ethereum. So they give you that percent back in that asset. USDT is like putting in dollars. Not only that, they're giving you 10% to 25% in curve. The curve coin, I will show you right now. The curve coin is worth $1.62. So that is more than $1. So imagine, let's take the same math. Let's say we're in a bank. You have $1,000. They're going to give you 0.01% per month. Here, they're giving you 1.91% in that same thing, the same way the bank would. But on top of that, they're giving you 25% of a coin that's worth $1.62, almost 2 times more than the interest you would be getting 1 for 1 in a bank. Again, and they're not giving you 25% on top of that. That's not even happening. But the fact that they're giving you 25% of an asset that is worth double what $1 is worth, almost. And this, if we go back in history, I'll show you how high this coin was. This coin was worth $15 at one point. If we look at how history, it always comes back to the high. One day, that means each one of those coins that they're giving you will most likely be worth $15 again. Think about that. This is where decentralized finance is super duper important for you to understand. Look, here they're giving you 2.8% plus 1% in curve, 1% in SNX. So there's all kind of different things here. ALCX. So how do you understand all these coins? These are tokens again. ALUSD is made on top of the Ethereum blockchain. That app right there is insane. Check this out. All right, so I'm going to explain what Alchemix does really quickly. I'm not going to go too deep into it. Alchemix, basically, you take out a loan and it pays the loan back for you. You don't even have to pay it back. So check this out. Let's say I take $1,000. I take a loan for $500 and I just walk away. That loan will get paid back. Plus I get interest on that money. That's what decentralized finance does. This kind of world, banks will never in a million years do this. Decentralized finance through code, smart contracts, you can make whatever you want. And if it works financially, it works. And this works. I did it myself. I mean, I didn't do a full loan, but I did it. But I got kind of freaked out when I did it and I took my money out. But now I know that it really worked. Because in the beginning, it was like, this is too good to be true. How does this make sense, right? But the more I started researching it, it works. There's a bunch of people doing it. There was a person who needed a life-saving procedure. They put their life savings into here, borrowed the money to have that life-saving surgery, and that life-saving surgery loan is going to get paid back on its own. So that person didn't lose their life savings like in the past they would have had to, right? It's either die or lose your life savings. You're going to lose your life savings to live, right? But then you're done. You got to start over. And this person was older. But with this, you put their life savings in, they're going to actually come out with the thing they needed plus more money. That is freaking crazy if you think about it, man. It's really crazy stuff. And that's why I want to make sure people understand this and start playing around with it, because it's going to take a while before you fully understand it. But the sooner you do, the more you can take advantage of stuff like that. Think about that. This person would have either died or lost their entire life savings. Now they're living and didn't lose their life savings. They make more money on their life savings because of that coin token. Super interesting stuff. All right, so Bitcoin crashes because of China's restrictions on crypto mining. So it's not only because of China's restrictions, it's because of people, right? So what happens is when China does things like that, people get scared and they start selling. That's the only thing that makes prices go up and down, us buying and selling it. So what happens is when you hear news that's good for Bitcoin, see it go up. and you hear news that's bad for Bitcoin, you see it go down. Who do you think benefits from that? Not us. We usually buy on the way up and sell on the way down. Rich people do the opposite. They sell when it's going up and they buy when it's going down. Think about the difference of that, right? If you bought it when it was 50,000 and you sell it when it's 25,000, you just lost $25,000. If you did the opposite and you bought it when it was 25 and sold it when it was 50, you made $25,000. Guess who gave you that 25,000? The person that sold it. That's why wealth is transferred. They say the stock market transfers wealth from the impatient to the patient. The idea here is if you can understand that and make sure you're not fearing yourself into emotionally selling when it's going down, you're in a good position, right? If you can buy on the way down and sell on the way up, you will always make money, always. But what's happening now is, and throughout history, we haven't been taught this stuff. So now that you're starting to understand it just by watching this, or you really get into it, you will always make money if you just buy when it's going down, sell when it's going up. Over time, you can't lose. All right. Not financial advice, though. All right. So a lot of people own, a lot of people don't. All right. But this is Metabronx students. These are 13 to 21-year-olds. Adults. Are you an adult and don't own any cryptocurrency? That's a good question. As students, young people, you guys, whoever's watching this, you're part of Metabronx, my nonprofit that helps young people get into the innovation economy. Also helps startup accelerate and raise up. We've helped startups raise $8.5 million so far, and that number's going to grow this year big time. You'll see. These students are being brought into the innovation economy right now, and they're getting paid to intern at these startups, but also learn stuff like this. So this summer, you guys are all going to make money. I challenge you to take a percentage of that money and buy some type of investment. I'm not even just saying cryptocurrency. Invest in stock. There's ways for you to invest in real estate for as little as $100. There's different places you just put $100 and you get some money back every quarter for having money in a real estate investment. Crypto, there's art, which I'm going to start showing you more of that. All right, so I went over some DeFi stuff. This Curve Finance is one of the biggest decentralized finance websites. I'm going to show you one more that is ridiculous. It's called Aave.com. This is the one where you can become your own bank. So if you look here, there is $16 billion in this website right now. So when you talk about how safe is it, $16 billion is in here right now, and these people are not worried about it. So I wouldn't worry. If people with that much money are not worried, I'm not worried. Okay. So and then you look, and what do these things do? They let you put your assets in them, and they lend it out for you. But just like a bank, they're gonna make money on it, but they're gonna share a lot more of that money with you than any other bank. And the beauty of all this is nobody can tell you yes or no. You can just do it within seconds, and there's no background check. Nobody's checking your credit history. If you have an asset that you can put on here, you can lend it out and make interest on your money. You can borrow against yourself and make money sometimes for borrowing against yourself. It's incredible stuff. Like I'll show you the one I participate in most, which is on the Polygon network. So check this out. Check this out. If you, they have Matic now? Oh no, it's Matic. Okay. Let's say you bought that token Matic. I had told a lot of people early on to buy Matic, but not financial advice. If you have Matic and you deposit it, just because you deposit it on Aave, They're giving you 0.85% of Matic, which again, your bank gives you 0.01 or 2. Plus, they're giving you 3.55% every month of Matic. Matic was almost at $3. Now it's under $1. Everything is going down. Things go up and down. But eventually, many people believe this coin will be at worth $10 a coin. So imagine if right now, under $1, you're getting free Matic, and then one day it goes to $10. I have a coaching client that I work with that has made 1,000 free Matic by putting his money on here. Think about what that is. 1,000, and that was the last time I checked, which was a while ago. If eventually, which most people believe, Matic gets to $10, that person will have made $10,000 by having their money here. You can't do that in no bank. No bank is going to do that. So again, this is a huge app. I use this app every day, pretty much every day. All right. So that's really the decentralized finance world. Now I'm going to take you into the NFT world. NFT world starts for me in OpenSea. OpenSea is a website that basically checks the blockchain for NFTs and shows it. So it shows any NFT on the blockchain. And I'll show you. Okay, but what are NFTs? What is an NFT? Again, all right, think about it like this. Let's say you go to a museum, and you see a Picasso there. How much do you think a Picasso's worth? $100 million? I don't know, right? Let's say you take a picture of that Picasso and you print it and put it on your wall. You have a picture of that Picasso on your wall, but you don't own the Picasso, right? Whoever owns the Picasso has that $100 million whenever they want to sell it. You just have a picture of the Picasso. NFTs are the same thing, but in the digital world. So we're going to look around at some NFTs. Again, if you're on the IG, you might need to jump on the Instagram. Link is in the bio. But basically, an NFT is a digital representation of ownership of an asset that you can sell or rent to people. It's incredible stuff. All right, so let's go and see some of the cool NFTs. Actually, I'm going to start out with one of the most popular NFTs. Jay-Z just bought an NFT called CryptoPunk. I'm going to look it up. CryptoPunk. All right, CryptoPunk. Look at these NFTs. You look at them, you're like, what is this? Why would anybody buy this, right? Okay, now look at how much they cost. All right, this CryptoPunk right here cost 27 Ethereum. That is $52,000. It's crazy when you look at it. It's like pixel art. Why would anybody buy this? So basically, when you look at the properties of an NFT, so an NFT has what's called metadata. So whenever you take a picture, let's say you use your iPhone and you take a picture. Let's say you use your iPhone, you take a picture. That picture has metadata. It tells you where it was taken, tells you the time, tells you some other stuff based on whatever Apple creates metadata. When you create an NFT, you can give it metadata. So if you look here, you can see that this NFT has clown hair, green. 1% of these NFTs have this property. It has handlebars. I guess that's the mustache. 3% have this. It's a male. 60% have this. So because of that, the rarity of it, people are willing to pay more because it has things in it that are rare. That's kind of what art is in general, right? You are looking for things that you believe other people would value more than you. Or you just love it and you want to have it in your house and know that you own it, right? NFTs do the same thing. All right. But where NFTs get insane is there's utility NFTs and non-utility NFTs. So let me look for a utility NFT. All right, you know what? I'm gonna show you one. Be Friends, which is Gary Vaynerchuk's NFTs. So if you don't know who Gary Vaynerchuk is, I don't know how you don't. If you don't have social media, you don't know who that guy is. But Gary Vaynerchuk is a guy who, blew up on social media, creating YouTube content, and now he released an NFT, a series of NFTs that when you buy them, you get access to things in the real world. So in his NFTs, if you buy it, you can meet with him. You can go to a conference that he's throwing. You can get a call with him for 30 minutes. You can get a cup of coffee with him. Look at how much these things are selling for. 15 Ethereum. Again, that's $30,000 right now. And when they bought it, Ethereum was actually higher. So they spent probably $45,000 on this thing. And this is dinner deer. See, so with that one, you could have dinner with Gary Vaynerchuk. $45,000. Most likely what they paid, because when he dropped it, Ethereum was about $3,000. So that's a utility in the real world, right? Where it's not just you own this digital thing, you get to have access to a celebrity, a business mentor. And because you own this NFT, he has said, whoever owns this NFT gets to meet with me. I don't know how often. Let's see what it says. So, okay, holders of the 10 dinner deer tokens will be invited to one 90-minute dinner with Gary Vaynerchuk per year. So if you own this, every year you can go have a dinner with a celebrity. That's a utility NFT. Super interesting stuff. Any questions about any of this? I know I haven't paid attention to the questions in a while. Let me look at the questions really quickly. All right, going back. My parents don't trust Bitcoin. Have your parents watch this video. So it's going to take education. So even what I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to educate as many people as possible, because the more people that have this, the stronger it is for all of us. The more it will help all of us, right? So that's why I'm not just doing this out of the goodness of my heart. I believe this really will help us all. So the more we all do it, the better. And the more people buy it, the more mine becomes valuable, right? All right, so you really should, no joke, show them this video or show them other videos like it. Because I do believe as parents, especially minority parents, we've been screwed over so many ways for so many years. We always look at things and think the worst up front, like how are they going to screw us over on this one? The thing with this is done through code by people like us who've been screwed over many times. They put things in place where it's very hard. I don't know if it's impossible yet, but so far I don't see a way where we can be screwed over. So that's why I'm super into this space. All right. No, I don't own. My parents invest in stocks though. So if your parents invest in stocks, again, show them cryptocurrency. We are early. It's like investing in the stock market in the first 10 years of its existence. I told you, went up 3 million% since then. So imagine how different your family history would be if your dad put or mom put $1,000 when the stock market first started. Of course, that would mean your parents had to be pretty well off. But again, that's why I'm saying the difference here. You can put $1 into cryptocurrency. You don't need to be well off. With $1, if it goes up 3 million%, by the time your great grandkid is your age, it's not a bad deal, right? And I actually think it's going to be bigger because more people around the world are going to have access to this. So I think it's not going to go up 3 million%. I think it's going to go up way higher than that. So huge opportunity. All right. So, okay. I do not own. Can you get rich off crypto? I just told you, like, there's been more millionaires and billionaires created because of cryptocurrency in the last few years than any other asset class. It's the fastest growing millionaire and billionaire are being created because of cryptocurrency. So yes, the answer is yes. Ethereum. All right, let's see. Ethereum was 240, 60-ish last year when I bought it. Sold it when it reached 4K. So Jason, me and Jason, we're gonna have a conversation because Jason also bought Dogecoin when it was 5 cents and he sold it at 70 cents. So you either have a crystal ball or you know something I don't know and I need to know it. And we need to tell everybody. So Jason, you're gonna have to come on screen eventually and tell us what you know. All right. It's incredibly important to only invest money that you can afford to lose. Yes. So you have to understand when you invest money, you can't expect to take it out tomorrow and use it on dinner, right? You have to put money in there that you know you can leave for a little bit of time. One major reason is taxes. If you make money, let's say I buy Bitcoin today, it goes up $1,000 and I sell it tomorrow, I owe taxes on that. I owe taxes like if I work the job. So let's say I work a freelance job where somebody pays me that same amount of money. I owe the same amount of taxes. The government at the end of the year is going to expect me to pay that tax. If I sell that same coin after a year, the tax percent goes down, I believe, half. So if you hold it for a year, your tax hit becomes less. That's to incentivize people to hold assets longer. But you do still need to pay that tax, right? So, and if you lose, you can claim that money on your taxes and say, I lost this money, right? So you could take advantage of that both ways. But yes, you shouldn't invest money and think, all right, I'm definitely going to make $200 on this by next week and I got to pay my rent. So by next week, I'll just take it out and pay my rent. That doesn't work out well. Don't do that. All right. So for example, you would never want to invest all of your salary in it. Yes, because you got bills to pay. But just like I just said, but you can take small parts of your salary and do it. So yes, what they say people should do is take a percent of what they make and invest first, spend later. What that means is if you know, let's say, make the math easy, you make $1,000 a week and you say, I want to invest 10% of my money every month, every week. Take that 10%, you put $100 into stocks, wherever, crypto, real estate. Then you say, all right, I need to live off $900. Instead, what most people do is they figure out they spend their money and they say, oh, all right, I have $50 left. Let me invest it. So if you reverse that thinking, you say, all right, no matter what, I'm going to invest this much. And then I'm going to figure out how to live off this much instead of spending to live and figuring out how much you're going to invest. That could change your trajectory a lot. All right. Questions. Is there things you can do if you're under the age of 18? This is where, decentralized finance, there's nobody checking what your age is. When you open MetaMask, and I'll show you, when you open a MetaMask account, you don't see anybody asking for ID. You don't see anybody asking for anything. So, getting our financial advice, if you can get money into a MetaMask wallet, you can do anything you want. Getting it out is where you're going to need to play with the real world. And this is where you may want to, have your parents set up a bank account for you. And that bank account can send money into crypto, do whatever you want, send it back and use it. Easiest way is Cash App, actually. Cash App, you can buy crypto in Cash App and then you can use it to buy things. There's a debit card that you can buy and sell your Bitcoin. It grows, you sell it, turns into cash. You can swipe your card and actually use it. And I think on Cash App, they even have crypto rewards. So like if you go to like a coffee shop, they'll give you 5% of your purchase in Bitcoin on top of your purchase. So if you spend $10, they'll give you 5% of that in Bitcoin, which is super interesting. So yeah, all right. So hey everybody. AP2. All right, somebody's telling me about a coin. That's good. That means I made it. I'm already getting people pumping coins on my channel. Okay. So on Nifty's, they were giving free NFTs for Space Jam cards. I think they sold out. Oh man, I didn't know that. See again, Jason, you're gonna have to start letting us know. There's a MetaBronx. We got the MetaBronx internal circle of trust here. You could have told us this. All right, Joanna, what if it dies? What does that mean? That means The best technology ever created for money just goes away. I don't know if that's going to happen. Here's what personal finance is in general. You have to look at what you think is going to happen and put money in to what you believe is going to happen, right? So for me, I'll give you a few examples. I took a trip to the Dominican Republic to an area that was 2 hours away from everything else. And I said, when the world realizes what this is, people are going to want to come here. I'm going to buy now while it's cheap. And I believe eventually people will go there. 2 years later, people are going there more. My property's worth more. The value of my rentals are more. That was me taking a risk. I could have been totally wrong about that, right? So with cryptocurrency, I believe everybody on the entire planet one day will own Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other coins. If that ends up to be true, these numbers are going to look hilarious to us, right? These numbers are going to be 100, 1,000 times more. And that's why that's what I believe, and that's what I'm doing. But it's up to you to look, study, and make your own idea, right? You got to come up with your own strategy, your own version of what you think is going to happen, and then you put money on what you think is going to happen. That's all investments are. But I believe when I bought Tesla, it was like $75 because I believed it was going to go higher because of Elon Musk. I was right. I could have been wrong. I put money in other stuff. I put money in Moderna. When the vaccines first came out and I knew Moderna was one of them, I bought Moderna. It started going up. It went down. So I sold it. Lost money. Now it is like 5 times worth more than I thought than when I sold it. Than when I bought it, actually. So again, I bet right on that, but I didn't have the long-term vision to hold it. I took the money out and I put it in crypto. So I probably made more money on crypto though, actually. All right. So does MetaMask not allow transaction in New York? MetaMask allows transactions anywhere in the world. Actually, even if the country bans crypto, people are still using MetaMask. So that's where decentralized finance, nobody can stop this. They cannot stop this. No country, even China, banned it. And people were using it and are using it. Of course, they're risking their freedom for using it. Actually, one of the biggest NFTs, there was an NFT sold by Twitter. The CEO of Twitter put out an NFT of the first tweet ever. Somebody bought it for $2 million. And that person was, I believe, in Iran. And it's illegal to use cryptocurrency, buy it in Iran. They put him in jail. So that's pro and con of the space. Hey, Alan, New York has a lot of law restrictions, though. It's true. New York has a lot of law restrictions, but that's where you can use stuff like MetaMask. That's why I tell people Coinbase and Gemini, those are okay to use in New York. So you can do that. MetaMask is where you go into the matrix and you start doing a lot of this stuff I'm saying. To buy NFTs, you need MetaMask. To go into some of the metaverses. So, all right, now I'm going to start showing you metaverses and how you can make money in the metaverse. Actually, let me finish the questions. I'm under 19. I can take the vaccine. I don't know what that's from. Only a few wallet stock apps have licensing, which allows users to buy certain crypto. Jason, we're going to have a conversation after this. All right. Any questions on the Instagram? All right, no question. Yep, gamblers. All right. So now I'm going to start showing you some metaverses and how people combine all of this stuff into the metaverse. All right. So let's go to a place called Decentraland. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show you this first. You know what? I'll show you a second. Decentral. So remember, we talk about decentralization, centralization. Centralization is a big company owning, deciding what to do, and you just have to accept it. Banks, Amazon, Tesla, they are owned by people, that decide every decision, and it's up to them, and you just have to hope they do the right thing. You put your money in and hope. Decentralized means a community votes on it, shares in the profit, and everybody gets to decide what happens. So this is Decentraland. What Decentraland is a metaverse. So a lot of people believe, oh yeah, metaverse, that sounds crazy. Who wants to do that? I have 3 young boys. They all spend pretty much all day in the metaverse. What's a metaverse that they spend time in? Fortnite. You know, if you played Fortnite, you are in a metaverse while you're playing Fortnite. You're just shooting people instead of just walking around and buying things. You're walking around shooting people, but you are spending money. You're buying skins. You're buying season passes. And when you, I mean me, I'm the one that buys it, right? But there's money being made, but it's one-sided on Fortnite. Only the creators of Fortnite make the money. In Decentraland, there's something called a marketplace. So not only can you walk around this world, but you can do business in this world. So look at this. There's people selling hats, earrings, shirts, land. You can buy land in Decentraland. All right, look at this, 24,000. This is not dollars. It's not $15. This is 15 mana. So now let's go to CoinGecko and see how much mana is. Okay, mana right now is 66 cents. Again, let's see how high it went. It went as high as almost 155, down to 66. And look, it went down really low. I was buying it here too. And now it came back up. It could go low like this. Who knows? It could go back up. Who knows? Again, you have to decide what you think is going to happen. What I like to do is I like to look at what everybody else is doing. In the past month, companies have been buying millions of dollars worth of land in Decentraland. Check this out. Not only that, there is a casino in Decentraland. There's a casino called Decentral.Games. This casino, if you buy the Decentral game token, which I'll show you, and anybody could buy it, I bought it. You own a part of the casino and you make money on the money made in the casino. That is freaking crazy. Like if I told you you could own a casino in Vegas, you would be like, yeah, right. You can own a casino in a metaverse 24 hours a day, people there, 365 days a week. I mean, a year, night, 24 hours a day. People are in here playing. Same thing they do in other casinos, but you make money on it. That's just one opportunity in Decentraland. Wait till I show you some of the land. So again, remember I told you all this is divided by, let's just say half, because it's 66 cents. Let's say it's 50 cents. That means this land costs like $12,000. This land costs like $20,000. Real world money. But what you can do in these worlds is, and let me see if I could jump into some of these worlds. All right, let's see if it lets me. Yeah, I think I could. All right, you can do business in these worlds. You can rent your space to companies. You can have a party where you charge at the door. You can do all kind of crazy stuff. It's so insane. I'll play as guest. The link in your bio is to sign up for what? Sign up for what? Let me know. Any questions on Instagram? No. Any questions on? Oh, I'm also on Greenroom, which is Spotify's new Clubhouse competitor. So I'm testing that out as well. And I wasn't even watching it. So if somebody came in the Greenroom, I don't know. So here you make a character. You can make random characters. And then once you have a character you like, You just walk in and you make a name and all that. No. So and then you agree. And now you're in the metaverse. You're literally, that's all it took. All it took was for you to have a MetaMask wallet. Again, MetaMask and having a wallet is the entryway into all of this. And again, you haven't seen me spend any money. I just made a MetaMask wallet, which is free, and you can do a lot of this stuff. So if that's what you meant, signing up, keeping up with FLA, all you got to do is create a MetaMask. And then, all right, it's going to show you, you can walk around. So right now I'm walking around and this is somebody's business right here. Right? So I'm in the metaverse. I don't know. I'm not sure what happens when you go in here. Let's see. Yeah, I guess they just put up a sign to say what they are. Elon Musk. So if you go here, right, you're like, all right, what's Elon Musk? So of course, what is the next thing you're probably gonna do? You're gonna Google Elon Musk. All right. He didn't do a good job of SEO because he should have come up first. But it's just like anything, right? This is real estate. This is a place where a lot of people will be one day. Limited amount of space. So you can only buy what's available. And right now, everything is sold. So now you have to buy from other people. So that's why people are going to make money selling the land, just like in other industries. But you can make money in this world all day. In Decentraland games, they were paying people to be helpers in the casino. So you can make, I forget, I think it was like $25 an hour to be a helper in decentralized games casino. Think about that. That means like this person was at home on here making money in the metaverse. Now I'm going to show you even more. This gets even crazier. All right. There's a game called Axie Infinity. Where, and this is where it's all going. All of it is going here. Where you make money from playing the game. You make money. Again, remember I told you in Fortnite, you're running around playing, shooting people, buying skins. Fortnite makes all that money. You don't make anything. In this game, of course, it's man, what's going on? Whatever. I'll show you I'll show you something else about it. Axie Infinity is a game. It's kind of like Pokemon. I think I haven't played it, but as you walk around, play, you create these animals, and they are worth money. But also, what you do, you know how you get experience points in games? As you get experience points, those translate into dollars, Ethereum, that you can sell and take the money out and use it in the world. This is where all gaming is going. Again, these little Axies, they are NFTs. They're on the Ethereum blockchain. You can sell them, buy them, use them to make money. All of this is an economy, new way of business, new way of everything. So I think that's everything I wanted to show you. If there's any more questions, I will give you guys a little bit of a few more things to understand, and then we'll end it. But overall, everything I've shown you here, I believe is the future of the economy. I believe all of these pieces together will be how we work. If I think about what I ended up doing as a career before I started my company, that job did not even exist when my parents were my age, right? So I ended up being a web developer, web designer, animator for online advertising, presentation design. None of those jobs even existed when my parents were my age. Now, you guys, the jobs that will be created through all of this are, we can't even comprehend what they will be. But the more you understand them, not only will you be able to get these jobs, but you will be able to benefit by investing in the tools that create these jobs. This is like being able to invest in Apple before you knew the iPhone was going to even be invented. If you did that, you would be filthy rich right now, right? Same thing. All of this stuff is less than a year old. Everything I just showed you here, less than a year old, except Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're a little bit older. Bitcoin is about 10 years old. Ethereum is about 5 years old. This is not, we're very early in this space. So the more you understand this, play around it with it, make a MetaMask, walk around Decentraland. If you're a gamer, download Axie Infinity. Buy Bitcoin, buy Ethereum, $10. If you're too young and you can't create your own account, ask your parents. Say, hey, look, mom, I'm willing to give you $10. Can you open up a Coinbase account, and using Miguel's link in the bio, we get an extra $10 of Bitcoin, and then transfer that money into MetaMask, and then start moving around these worlds. It's an incredible, incredible opportunity. It's a new asset class. Again, 10 years old. Imagine being around when real estate was 10 years old, when people started making land that you can buy. 10 years. Imagine where you would be. You are there now. If you're watching this right now, you're there. It's up to you to take advantage of it, though. It's up to you to educate yourself. I saw Bitcoin when it was 30 cents. And like most people here that are watching, I just looked at it and I said, I don't understand it. Let me keep going about my day. If I would have put $100 into Bitcoin just because, why not? I would be a multi-millionaire right now. And that's going to happen. You're going to see things right now. You're not going to put money in. And you're going to be 20 years later. You're going to be like, 10 years later, you're going to be like, wow, if I would have put $100, I would be a millionaire. So why do that? Why not just look and say, where do I think things are going? Let me put a few bucks into something I believe is going to happen and see what happens, right? So if there's no more questions, I'm going to end the show here. Thank you to all the Metabronx. Just put the X if you're still here watching with me. And if you want to learn more about Metabronx, go to metabronx.com, METABRONX.com. And if you want help setting up your crypto empire, join our club. It's crackingcrypto.club. Crackingcrypto.club. The link is in the description as well. It is a paid membership, but I guarantee you will make money. All right. So, X, got the X. All right. Thank you all for coming by, and I'll be back on tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Hope to see you all there. And now I'm going to take you out with my fancy outro.